This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Cover! We got a Cover World Champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts and 3 Counts is the podcast, baby! It's the real deal, baby!
Knockouts and 3 Counts starts now.
Woo! What up, no? Let's get ready to rumble, motherfucker. It's almost time for the Royal Rumble. I don't know who's going to win it. I'm going to tell you who I think's going to win it. And I'm going to just throw a disclaimer out here before all y'all motherfuckers that get in here. As you get in here, as usual, roll call. Let me know where you're watching it from. But I'm winning all the money this weekend on the Royal Rumble. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. How y'all feeling about the Royal Rumble?
Go ahead, Cory. I'm more excited, honestly, to get together with the boys. It was a good time when we got together at Harpo. It'll be a good time again. This time I get to meet a couple of J Bone's characters he gets to hang out with. So
yeah,
excited for the weekend.
I'm pumped, man. It's Rumble season, dude. You know how that goes. WrestleMania. My favorite pay-per-view of the year is the Royal Rumble, dude. That's the cool thing about the Rumble too. You know, everybody in the wrestling world, like, it doesn't matter if you watch it, if you keep up on it or not. When it's Rumble time, everybody's watching, dude. The Rumble is special, dude. I love it.
Well, it's the ultimate beginning to the road to WrestleMania, and here we go in the comments. Sophia, you're watching from Canada. Let's see. Hey, guys, looking forward to the Royal Rumble. We got to hear who your picks are. Now, we're going to let you know how we're doing things for the Royal Rumble. So I need to know who your picks are for the Royal Rumble. And, since you're from Canada, again, we had your fellow Canadian, everybody's favorite French-Canadian Frankenstein, PCO, on the show on Tuesday. If you guys missed it, he's got a new electric chair coming your way, so make sure you check that out and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check all those things out. And before we get started, again, as you notice in the title, we have a surprise of our own, even though we kind of did like the WWE this year, and let you know what some of those surprises, like in the female Royal Rumble, are going to be. And Mega Ran will be joining us at some point in this here podcast, hopefully. Let's see. That was a great interview. See, I appreciate you. See, I'm glad to know you guys are enjoying what we're putting out. Shout out to PCO. You can check PCO out Thursdays on Impact Wrestling, obviously after you watch Knockouts and 3 Counts, or hey, maybe watch us afterwards, however you do it. And get in where you fit in. Check out the homies from Impact Wrestling. But yeah, man, like we were talking about before we went on the air, it's Royal Rumble season. We've got some MMA stuff. While we're waiting for Mega Ran to jump in here, we could talk briefly about the Bellator main event that's going down this weekend. You have Ryan Bader is going against what's homie's last name? Big Russian last name again? Is it not Karatanov?
No, Karatanov's Eagle. Yeah, Moldovsky, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. Moldovsky. Bader versus Moldovsky. That's going down Bellator on Showtime this weekend. I'm a big fan of Bader. I always liked Bader.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it seems like Bellator is like trying to like stock up on like the Russian stock power or like the other country's stock power, man, because I feel like every time I see Bader or one of these dudes get in there, it's against some big ass Russian guy.
Yep. And I mean, you've seen he was their former 2 division champ. He was doing fairly well at 205, honestly. It looked like they had some interesting matchups coming, and then all of a sudden, why can't I think of other dude's Russian ass name? Either way, the 205, their current 205 champ, because it escapes me at the moment. Nemkov, thank you. Nemkov came in there, defeated Ryan Bader. And I worry we may end up seeing the same thing because you bring it up, Kyle. Bellator's done a great job of kind of facilitating Fedor's exit to his career. And one of the things that they're doing really well with that is they're bringing in all of his prospects. Anybody that works under him, they're basically already at Bellator. Anybody of name, at least. So they're doing their best to extend the legacy of what they've worked to build with Fedor. But it's going to be a tough one for our boy Bader going into this one, I feel.
I feel like anytime you get in there with the Russians, it's going to be tough. I'm still going to rock with Bader on this one, but it's going to be tough. So you're going with a Russian or Bader?
If I was putting money on it, I mean, probably the Russian, but I feel as though Bader does serve a chance. He's a lot better off at heavyweight.
I didn't say does he have a chance. Who do you think's going to win, the Russian or Bader?
If I'm putting money on it, it's mortgage week, and I would like to make something, then I'm probably going.
He's taking the Russian. Just saying, he's taking the Russian. J-Bone, who you got, the Russian or Bader?
I'm taking the Russian. Are we going to call him the Russian? We call him.
Well, he's the Russian right now.
Moldovsky
is the Russian right now. For now,
I'm taking him. I mean, Bader's won one fight in the past like three fight or 3 years.
Hey, hold on a minute though, because Bader
right?
had.
I don't know. I'm not up on Bader's shit right now.
So he
Bader
was
the 2-division champ.
Yeah, he was the 2-division champ. He's coming off of who did he lose to? Obviously, at 205, but I believe he lost a second fight in between there. I think you're right. I think it was 2 losses, and then I don't know how I'd have to look at his. Give me a half a second.
Either way, man, I'm taking the Russian by knockout.
The Russian.
You better hope we don't see this shit.
Moldovsky.
I say this all the time.
Moldovsky.
You guys don't see this stuff because they're gonna be coming after our ass.
Hey, man, it wouldn't be the first time somebody's gotten pissed about what I said on the show.
Win. We picked him to win, so would they be upset? Even if we're like, oh, like,
hey, at least we picked you to win.
Yeah, like, oh, come on,
get my name right.
What the fuck else you want? Like,
it is what it is, man.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping that it's gonna be. I'm hoping that it's going to be Bader. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be the Russian. I hope I'm wrong.
We'll have to check.
Come on, Cory. I see you're looking at it.
He lost to Nemkov, like he said. Then came back, got the win over Lyoto Machida, and then lost to Cory Anderson. So yes, he does have 2 losses in his last 3, if you want to go that route. So
he's on his back legs, man.
I feel
they're
as though
feeding him to the Russian. It looks like, huh?
The big difference with those though is both of those were at light heavyweight against guys that were faster than Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader has always done, in my eyes, better at heavyweight. Since he made that move to Bellator, he looked way better in heavyweight because he was just faster and able to out grapple all these guys. So his size wasn't necessarily as much of a disadvantage as I thought it might be going into heavyweight, and he proved that at Bellator. So this fight may be a little different, but he's facing a young heavyweight in this one, and that's the kind of thing where he's looked better against older heavyweights. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm looking at it as far as Bellator goes. You also got Tyron Spong versus Sergey Karatanov over there in Eagle FC. For me, I think Tyron Spong is going to get that one. I'm interested to see what we're going to see now that Eagle FC is kind of starting to spread its wings here.
Yeah.
The next event's going to be where we're going to get Kevin Lee versus Diego Sanchez. That'll be a fun fight. But it's going to be really interesting and telling kind of to see where Eagle FC lands in that. You also have Bare Knuckle FC in that. For all of you guys that are joining, yes, we are talking Royal Rumble. Mega Ran will be joining us hopefully here in a few minutes, and we're going to get talking about that. Before we get talking about the Royal Rumble, though, J-Bone, something that you brought up right before we went on the air. It was very nice. It was very evil. We saw the debut of Danhausen. Danhausen got pulled out from the motherfucking ring last night. So, what are your thoughts on Danhausen's debut and that now we know he is all elite, even though he was getting pulled out by the steel chair from Adam Cole last night on AEW? And anybody in the comments, let us know what you think about Danhausen's debut.
I love it, man. More recently, I've been checking out Danhausen's stuff, man. And like we were talking about, he's one of those guys who got himself over on the internet. He does his own work on the side to get himself where he needs to be. He's gained popularity. And honestly, I feel like that's how he got to AEW. You can't ignore Danhausen. He hasn't even wrestled since Ring of Honor went down. He's got the broken leg, so dude's doing his work and he got noticed for it. Like, how can you blame him?
I follow Robbie Fox on social media. For those of you who may not be aware, the dude does basically all the combat sports side for Barstool Sports, and he's been a huge proprietor of Danhausen. He may be the biggest reason why he's signed to AEW. I don't know if you guys seen that interview he did with Tony Khan, and he was basically, I think he brought up his names 4, 5, 6 times during like one of his, he's had interviews with Dana White and so on and so forth, and has the back and forth, and you could see he was trying to establish the same thing with Tony Khan, and it's like you could tell he was really pumping his guy up.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, he may not be the best wrestler on the card ever, but dude's entertaining as hell. You can't deny that. If anything, you're going to get a fucking cool ass laugh out of it. So I'm glad he's there. Not to mention in the spot that he was in where his debut was at, dude, he was sitting there with Adam Cole and Orange Cassidy. Like that's pretty good.
And you bring up Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is as good of example of anybody who is he the most technically sound guy that you're ever going to see? Probably not. But it's the little things that he does around his match that entertains people. Yes. And then the thing is, when you really pay attention, Orange Cassidy can go. Like when he turns it on, dude can go, bro.
When you were trying to explain the character to me, Kyle, I will never, whenever that name even gets brought up or anything, that'll forever be my memory of him, is the fact of like, he's just this guy. He like puts his hands in his pants and he like in his pockets, and he's like, he's like casual as fuck. Like he just doesn't care, And I'm like, dude, what?
Got the most lethal shin kicks in the world.
I'm in my. I even said it out loud. I'm like, Kyle, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on, man. Dude wrestles with his fucking hand, like for real. He looks like he's skinnier than me. And fucking like doesn't even look like a super athletic fucking like badass or something. And he's all dressed in his like jean jacket and hands in his. Watching him actually wrestle, the gimmick works. So it was, every time I've seen him, it makes me laugh in a good way. It's entertaining. It's funny, and I picture the same type of route for Danhausen.
Yeah, definitely. Dude.
Sophia says she wants them to be a tag team right away.
I do too. I'm down for that. That would be great. I don't know. Is Danhausen cleared to wrestle though? I haven't seen no update. I've seen him like limping around still, but
if I imagine if he's making his appearances and making it be known,
I just noticed
he
didn't have any contact on the show. It wasn't like he took a punch or took a swing.
Yeah, like they just he was holding onto the chair that Adam Cole pulled out from under the ring, and he pulled him out with it.
Yeah. I loved it, man.
Hey, man, like I said, it'll be interesting to see where it plays out. Hey, I just got a text from Megaran. We're not blowing smoke. He is on daddy duty. If you've been following him at Megaran, you know that he has started his journey with all that good stuff. So he's over there handling that. He's got the link. Hopefully we'll get him in here in a second. But I agree with you, Jerry. I think Dynamite was a great show. Devin, you're in here. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on Danhausen. Do you really think Danhausen is going to be regulated to AEW Dark? And yes, Devin, we're looking forward to seeing your ass down at WrestleMania. What? You have a ticket, motherfucker. You have no excuse not to go to WrestleMania. I'm calling you out here on the show where you can hear it. So, yeah. But he'll be the king of AEW Darkhausen.
I love it, dude. I love it.
So, what about Kyle's favorite fighter no longer with the UFC, making his potential PFL run already, potentially already signing to PFL, that being the longest tenured UFC fighter to now make their exit, Jeremy Stevens. What's your thoughts, fellas?
I mean, let's call it what it is. I've always been a fan of Jeremy Stevens. Obviously, he's a buddy of our boy Miles Jury.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it what it is, though, bro. I've always been a fan of him, but Jeremy hasn't had the best record, in the in his most recent fights. So, I mean, eventually that's going to come, but along with that, it's already being said that it looks like he's going to be signed to the 155 tournament over there in PFL. And I think Jeremy's still got a lot left. If Jeremy goes over there to PFL and knocks a few dudes out, go win you $1 million. Go get you some, Heathen. I'm cool with that.
Yep. And there's some big matches for him over there. They got the likes of Anthony Pettis, and so they got a ton of good guys at 155. Rafian Mal, I mess up a lot of these Brazilian guys' names, but he looked great. The winner of the last year's 155 bracket actually got the win over Anthony Pettis in his second fight of the season, or however you would. I'm just excited. I love PFL. It's like watching the NFL to me. It's like being able to.
I was gonna say I love the the blueprint for it. It's like it's a league. It's like it's different. It just gives MMA a different look, man. I like that. I think it's great.
It really straight lines things. It makes everything kind of flow to a point very quickly. Where like MMA, as most of us know, stories can play out over years and years, and you can watch a guy rise up and all of a sudden he loses one fight, and because Dana White don't like him or something. Look, if your favorite fighter right now is Leon Edwards or some shit, like, come on, what more is my man got to do, And it's just like with the PFL, there's none of that. If you win, if you look good, if you do it quickly, you move up even faster, you get more points, and that's just I like the whole setup. The point thing I feel like could be have some different variations to it with the first round finishes compared to like getting a decision or something, because matchups, man, you can't get finishes over everybody. It's just tough. And if you end up where somebody who maybe shouldn't be as highly ranked as they are ends up fighting two of the lower end fighters on the division, it could murk the waters a bit. But other than that, I really love what they got going on over there. I'm excited to see them back, and I'm glad to see that they also rebooked with ESPN too. That's big for them.
And it's not $75.
No.
You're not fucking kidding.
Even their what $8 million night or $6 million night or whatever they call it, the night where they pass out all the checks to all the divisions, that's not even a pay-per-view. So that type of stuff is exciting for sure.
You want to know what else isn't a pay-per-view? What else isn't a pay-per-view? Now, first of all, before we get to what's on not a pay-per-view, you can also, hear the sweet sounds of your boy back behind the mic as I'm getting on the commentary this weekend. Hopefully we see some things from the Henry Ford Hawks. Hopefully they can get some dubs. And hear me running my mouth. Make sure you check that out, Henry Ford YouTube. All right. But what else isn't a pay-per-view? It's a premium live event, a PLE. On Peacock. It is time for the Royal fucking Rumble. So now it's time to talk about the Rumble. All of you guys in the comments, I want you to chime in, Devin, you included. So before we get to this year's Rumble and the shit that we're getting into, one of the things I wanted to talk about were what are some of your favorite Royal Rumbles from years past? I want to know, what are some of your favorite Royal Rumble memories? What were some of your favorite matches? Do you have any specific Rumbles that were favorites? J-Bone, I will let you go first. And again, all of you guys in the comments, feel free to throw in any of your favorite Royal Rumble memories in the comments.
Man, so for me, I mean, the Royal Rumble, dude, it goes back so far. It's so hard to really break down all the great moments. You know what I mean? But for me, I got to go back to like the 90s. 90, 91, dude, prime fucking just the golden age in wrestling. You know what I mean? My first remembrance of
I
the Royal
don't because
Rumble,
I
right?
wasn't born. Corey and I both weren't born.
Let's not talk about how old I am. I know I'm the old man, right? I'm the old man.
That
But
was going to be
man.
that was going to be my biggest question to you guys was were you guys going to go modern era because like you had mentioned, J-Bone, you throw like parties and get friends together and stuff for it, or were you going from the past because of like the whole reminiscent fact and things look better in hindsight
as a
type,
kid, dude, I'll never forget when I seen the Royal Rumble. I think it was a 1990 Royal Rumble, and Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior was standing in the middle of the ring, and that crowd went crazy, dude. Like that was we were seeing into the future. You know what I mean? It was like WrestleMania 6 was coming or something like that.
Loved when John Cena returned at number 30. Says he wasn't expected to from his injury. I like it. She's talking about the Madison Square Garden Royal Rumble. I, too, was a fan of a Madison Square Garden Royal Rumble. Now, here's a fun fact to get ready for this show. I went back and watched the 1992 Royal Rumble where, with a tear in my eye, the real world's champion, Ric Flair, got him the WWF title.
Little Nate, man. Look at him.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. I mean, even though Ric Flair will always be synonymous with this here title, Ric Flair winning the 1992 Royal Rumble from, what was it, number 3? He won from number 3 and beat 27 other mother truckers to go get him the WWF title. That was a good one.
If I'm not mistaken, like 16 Hall of Famers also to win that Royal Rumble. Something like that. I could be wrong, but somewhere in there.
I'd have to go back and check on the Hall of Famer count, but that definitely had quite a lot of people in the Royal Rumble on that year that had that were Hall of Famers. For me, all right, here's some of my favorite Royal Rumbles. I wrote them down for me. So for me, my favorite Royal Rumble is going to be Royal Rumble 2000. That's where we had Cactus Jack versus Triple H. That one was a great one. See, and Sophia is speaking my language. That's another one of the Royal Rumbles I was going to talk about because 1999 Royal Rumble, no chance in hell, where they beat Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass all around the Arrowhead Pond in California. And then 2001, when he come back and won the Royal Rumble after he fucking broke his neck and all that good shit. Steve Austin, yeah. And when Shawn Michaels won the Royal Rumble, you can't go wrong with that either.
Back to back, too.
Right.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
I mean, who does that? Only Stone Cold. Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold signed that belt, too. But, yeah, man, those are some of my favorites. I loved the 99 Rumble where they beat the hell out of them all over the Arrowhead Pond, and then Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble that year. That's something to be held there, that Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble.
Of course Vince had to win the Royal Rumble.
Sophia knows that was a classic match. See, I'm telling you out here.
Of course Vince has to win the Rumble.
Well, I mean, it's his shit.
That
Vince has got to win it.
That's funny you bring that one up, Kyle, because there was if this question got posed to me, it was going to be, my answer is going to be this coming one, because that's the only one I had a memory of that I could at least like picture in my head, right? But that being said, you bring that up, I do remember watching that one. That was one of the ones that I did watch. I do remember when like the whole thing played out, and I remember being a kid and being like, "There's no way that fucking Vince is gonna win it, man. That would be such like." I remember that as a kid, so that's funny you bring that one up.
Thanks.
And then, like I said, 2001 was one of my favorites as well, because and then you had on the 2001 one, you had the ladder match between Benoit and Jericho. Mm-hmm. You had the Austin winning the Rumble. Like I said, that one was a banger from start to finish. I also, with the 2000 Rumble, you also had the first ever tag team tables match, which between the Dudleys and the Hardys, which again, Bully, yes, if you hear this, feel free, brother. You know, the door is wide open. But with that being said, yeah, I'm always partial to those. So that 98 to 2000 range was where I was in like peak mode, where I was at the, where you were watching every week and all that stuff.
We're really showing the difference in our age and our Rumble picks, man.
Hey, dude.
I'm going Hogan Warrior. You're going John Cena. Hey,
No, I didn't.
Though, I love the John Cena thing.
I didn't go John Cena.
I'm sorry. Well, 2000, 2008.
I went Austin. I went Austin in the Triple H Cactus Jack one.
Like I said, though, there's so many, dude. It's really hard to pick.
That's what makes the Royal Rumble so great, because there's so many different things. And like I said, to me, that's another thing that's interesting to talk about as we go into this Royal Rumble. Because you've got Charlotte Flair. Let's see, the McMahon character was iconic. The most recent faves, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins won it in 2019. Well, we're going to see how they fare at this year's Royal Rumble. Now, before we get into our picks for Royal Rumble of this year, J-Bone, let everybody know the pot that we're going to be getting ourselves into with the Royal Rumble, how this is going to go. And then since we get to do this, obviously we're not going to get to handpick who we get on Saturday, because we don't know who's coming out and where they're coming out. But each one of us are going to make our 3 picks for our picks out of the hat and who we hope we might get out of the hat. So explain the game for those at home, and for all of you guys who are watching, please feel free to let us know who your 3 picks would be if you could pick them out for the male and female Royal Rumble.
All right, so here's how it goes, man. Feel free to try this at home. It's a lot of fun. So you put 30 numbers into a hat or a box or whatever the hell you want to do. Depending on how many people you got, up to 10, you pick 3 numbers. If your number wins the Royal Rumble, you win the pot, plain and simple. Now, there's no way you can script this. You don't know who's coming out at what number. Sometimes you do, but there's no way you know what number you're going to pick. So you could have 1, 2, and 5. You're probably screwed unless it's the year, last year. But if you get 1 and 30, you're there in the end. You're there in the beginning. You never know what's going to happen, man. You might get that comeback. You might get the winner. You might get nothing. You could be done before it gets started. You just never know. It's unscripted. No way to predict it. A lot of fun. And you could go home with some cold hard cash and a cool ass toy belt. So that's how it goes.
Like it.
All right. So as it sits, there's about 9 of us going to be watching the Royal Rumble. So that right now leaves us with about 3 picks a person. And right now we got 3 numbers that are going to be dummy. So we're not going to talk about the 3 dummy numbers. If you could pick 3 picks, for which way do you want to start? You want to start ladies first or men first?
Let's start with the ladies.
All right, first. Ladies first. If you get to pick 3 people for the Women's Royal Rumble, who do you want?
I guess we're giving away one of our winners, right, by doing this, because you want to win. I'm going to say Liv Morgan would be one of them. That's probably my sleeper pick this year. Due to the rumor mills and the dirt sheets, I'm going to say Ronda Rousey, because that could be your money bag right there. And for me, hopefully the returning Bailey. Hopefully.
All right, Cory.
That's an interesting one.
Who are you going to be your 3 picks? If I could give you 3 people to pick out to be in the Royal Rumble, who are they going to be? Now, also be aware, Charlotte Flair has also put herself in the Royal Rumble, even though she is the current champion.
Yeah, and I imagine.
And you have Impact Women's Champion Mickie James, as we talked about PCO on Tuesday.
Yeah, I imagine the Flair. That would have to be one of the picks you'd want to have, right? Because if you were to come to the most logical conclusion, she's going to be the one that wins, right? So you would want to have her maybe a Bianca Belair would be a solid pick. But honestly, my number 1 was Rousey. Like you had said, I had seen that one circling the bid as well. So I'm kind of feeling.
So who are your 3 then?
That was my 3.
That was it, right?
So Rousey,
Belair, Flair, and Rousey.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, if he gets those 3, I mean that'd be a pretty damn safe bet.
That'd be getting a full house in
Pretty
of poker or
much.
something.
Pretty much.
Fuck, that's like he got like the full boat in poker. I mean, like I said, again, you guys that are watching, I want to know if you can pick 3, who are you getting? All right. So for me, I'm picking Bianca Belair. I want to say Charlotte Flair, but something. I
There's
want to
something
say
be said about
Charlotte
that title
Flair,
thing, right?
but something tells me that I could see whoever it is that did it, like eliminate Charlotte Flair. I feel like it's gonna be like whoever she would be fucking with at WrestleMania. But I selfishly, since she's in the Royal Rumble, kind of like I know this isn't gonna happen, so I'll waste one on this one. I'm gonna go. I'll put Mickie James as the second one, only because I would love for her to somehow win and fucking fight Charlotte, or have her be the one to eliminate Charlotte and have Charlotte like challenge her somehow. I know it's not gonna happen, but I
That
feel
would
like
be
for
wild.
like
Hey,
nostalgia's sake and all that shit, it would be really dope if she
Forbidden
did
door
that.
is open, right? I mean, hey,
If
you never know.
if they're gonna get wild, which they're already doing by bringing her in the first place, why not? Why not get wild? You know,
Why not?
I mean, maybe not have her win, but like somehow have it carry over. Like I would totally be all for that. And I guess my third pick on this one. So I guess okay. So my picks are, well, that would be my 3. So it would be Bianca, Charlotte, and Mickie would be the 3, I guess. If I could pick 3,
is going to be in Dallas, right? So I mean, that wouldn't be out of the question if you ask me. Maybe they put an Impact superstar on WrestleMania. You never know.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. Sophia says her 3 picks would be Bianca Belair. She thinks she wins it again. Liv Morgan. I also choose Ronda Rousey. Now, I would love to see Ronda Rousey back in there, dude. Like I was there for Ronda Rousey's debut. I was there when she was in the main event at WrestleMania. It would be dope to see her in there. Now, Ken, fuck you. You're gonna be there for Royal Rumble this year. The homie Ken Brash, you can check him out in our vlog from Chicago when CM Punk returned. Like I said, I don't know if I got to pick those 3, those would be who I would pick. But here's another question: what numbers do you want?
like Jay Bone said, I want low, high, and somewhere mid high, like 20s.
Right.
You know,
If I could
really at the end, like 27 plus.
You want to have a shot at the
20s,
end.
and then,
You know what I mean?
And then low number.
I want number 27 because it's statistically like the most winning number. I want 27.
Yep.
I want 27. I want something like 18, and give me like number 1 or something. Because like here's the thing, you would think that number 30 would be the number you would want, but really, people don't really win from number 30 like that.
Right. I think what they say, number 1 has the same amount of winners as
Right.
number 30.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying. So it's like, in theory, if you were to, if I were in the match, hell yeah, I want number 30.
If I'm not mistaken, 30 is usually like the big surprise guest, right? Like 30 is
sometimes.
like the big, like,
Sometimes.
Well, it depends, because they also have done like where a guy or a girl will win like a Royal Rumble or like a Battle Royal or whatever, and then whoever wins will get to be number 30. So like it kind of just depends on which way they're swinging that year. Sophia says she wants 5, 17, and 27. See, she agrees. She wants 27. Give me 27, and give me 27. Give me 27, and we're
I don't want
straight.
27 this year, man. It's too well known now. You know what I mean? It's the cat's out of the hat, man.
I'm just saying, if we're gambling money, statistically, that's a good number for me to get.
The odds are there. For me, I'm going to say 25, 14, and 7.
Lucky number 7. I ain't mad at it. All right, so those are our picks for the Women's Rumble, if you could pick them for your 3 picks. On the male side of things, who do you guys want if you could pick out of a hat and pick who you want?
Lead the way, Javon.
All right. I'm going to say Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar, maybe if he's in it.
But Lesnar's not in it though.
Yeah,
I've
I
heard
think he might.
rumblings
I
that
think
he
he
might
might.
be.
I think he
Yeah,
might
same
be.
thing
If,
with the
if he's
Rousey
not,
thing.
if he's not, let's take away Brock Lesnar. I'll say Big E, and then my sleeper pick, which we'll talk about later, Randy Orton.
Okay.
All right, Corey, who do you want?
Those three are pretty solid. I like the Big E one. I was actually hoping for that one myself because I want to see him work his way back up to the title because I mentioned many a times on the show, out of all of the wrestling personalities, I feel like he did one of the best jobs of inserting himself into modern culture beyond just in the wrestling, sphere. So I want to see him work his way back up to the title. What better way than to win the Rumble? So that would be my number one option, honestly. Two, a bit of a surprise here, maybe because they're doing it in the female direction. Insert some Impact superstar. Here.
I'm with it.
That I don't know about necessarily winning it. It's more of just like to insert them in the Rumble to begin with. But I feel
What
like
if
that would be
fucking
a very
Cardona
interesting
showed up
twist.
in it?
That dude. I was hoping we'd bring that up. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Keep going, Corey.
And then for my third one, it was going to be as well Brock Lesnar, but you beat me to that one because he was already kind of rumbled, and I didn't know if you guys had seen that
Not
one.
official,
But
right?
Just to clear it up, in order for that to happen, that would mean he would have to lose to Bobby Lashley and then go into the Royal Rumble and win theoretically to then go fight Roman Reigns or whoever he chose.
I don't know if we're gonna get to that later now, but I really think it depends on where these matches are on the card. If the card opens up with a title match, you might see that title switch hands and then that loser be in the Rumble later. It just depends on how the card falls. I think I don't know, but I don't know if you want to touch on that yet, but
we'll get into that when we get the surprises. All right, if I get to pick my three, I want Big E. I want Big E. Is Drew McIntyre hurt?
That's last I heard he was. Last I heard he wasn't going to make it back.
I was going to say Drew McIntyre, but I couldn't remember if he was hurt. Sophia says she wants Big E, AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens.
I like that.
I like that too. Those are good picks. I want Big. Okay, so Big E's my first one. I want. Damn, I'm really having a hard time going against Sophia's picks, to be honest. I feel like from the rumblings of what I'm hearing with AJ being rumored to go against Edge at WrestleMania, I kind of am hoping that's where that's going to go. So that's kind of where I'm hoping that one goes. So I hope AJ doesn't win almost. So I'll go Big E. I'll go Big E, Kevin Owens, and let's see, another one from Raw.
Don't say Knoxville.
No,
Johnny motherfucking Knoxville.
I see you
Before the whole Brock thing had came out, I was thinking maybe Seth Rollins was going to come in and do something, but that was going to be my third before the whole Brock thing had been rumored.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I don't really think Johnny Knoxville is going to win it, but just to cringe J-Bone's skin. If Johnny Knoxville comes out,
I think he's going to take out one of J-Bone's.
He's taking out Sami Zayn, bro.
Yeah, I think
he's taking out one of those three numbers that you're holding.
Dude,
you've been hating
look,
on him so hard.
I don't know what's going to be worse if I get him as one of my numbers or if he throws out one of my numbers.
Holy shit! What if he gets Sami Zayn as one of his numbers?
What if you get
Sami
him
Zayn
and he throws out one of your other numbers? What if you get the double whammy?
The good thing is we'll be in my own house, so whatever I break here, it's okay.
All right. So before we get to our picks for winners of everything, let's get into who we'd like to see show up as surprises. And so since you're so keen to talk about the subject, why did Johnny Knoxville piss in your Cheerios so bad?
It's not that. It's not
It
that. Listen,
is, bro, because I have
love
seen you on
Jackass.
Twitter, which if you follow him at J-Bone Show, Johnny Knoxville has apparently pissed in his Cheerios, or maybe like, maybe he shaved his pubes off like they did at the other Jackass one. I don't know what it was, but what was it that pissed you off so bad?
Man, listen, Johnny Knoxville is an entertainer, man. Jackass is the shit, but that's the shit on Jackass, right? This is the WWE. It's the Royal Rumble. It's prestigious, man. Johnny Knoxville ain't winning the Royal Rumble.
I didn't say he should win. I know, but why do you have a beef with him?
If you're going to be in the Royal Rumble, I want to believe that you have a chance to win the Royal Rumble. You think Johnny Knoxville's going to win the Royal Rumble? Fuck no. He's going to come in there and it's going to be a laughing stock.
How is that any different than Pete Rose or any of them?
That's what I'm saying.
I disagree. I hated Pete Rose in the Rumble. He could have did anything else there. You could have came down and tried to get Kane out of the ring. Something. Look at Drew Carey. Like, what? Come on, dude. He eliminated himself after all that.
Drew Carey was just trying to get laid.
Yeah, true. That is true. I'll give him that. He gets a pass. But
he was trying to get laid by Trish, and it didn't work because she was already mesmerized, apparently, by Mr. McMahon's grapefruits.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
If it wasn't already... If it didn't already have precedence, if it wasn't already a thing kind of set where even if it's not every year, but it's every other year, every so often where they end up, inviting the celebrity guests to do their, and of all the celebrity guests, I do think Johnny Knoxville will go in there and at least try to put on entertaining matches. If I'm not mistaken, hasn't he worked with WWE in the past?
Yeah.
Dude, Jackass has worked with WWE since we were kids.
That's what I thought. So
I'm just saying, there's other ways to promote the movie, man. You could have him doing other things. You
man,
that spot. You could give that spot to Gunther. I'd be okay with that.
How do you know Gunther doesn't have a spot?
If he does, I hope he fucking wrecks Johnny Knoxville. That's for sure.
That'd be a way to erase the whole argument about Gunther. But
you wanna do some Jackass shit? Take a chop from Gunther. Risk your nipples. I dare you.
I bet he'd do it.
I bet he would too.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would do it. I mean, I've watched him almost rip somebody's nipple off right in front of me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of taking the chop. No thanks.
I'm just saying. I mean, I've met the guy and I've taken a picture with the guy. I'm just saying. I like my nipples where they are. I like them.
I feel like Gunther should be in what you never see those slapping contests on. You know what I'm talking about? They just
there you go. There's a couple good suggestions.
Yes,
Sophia says she'd like to see Ciampa and Pete Dunne in the Rumble.
Yeah, I have a fantasy booking for the Rumble this year. I didn't know if we were going to get to that or not, but since she brought it up, I want to see. We got the face-offs in the Rumble and the whole crowd gets behind and all that. And this is just for me personally. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I want to see Randy Orton face off with Ciampa in the Rumble. Clear out the ring, have those two face off, let the crowd get behind it, see what happens. If the crowd loves it, do you imagine seeing that down the road? Have him come.
Oh, dude, those two in an actual long-term story where they actually let Ciampa be Ciampa against Randy Orton that'd be two sadistic fucks fighting each other.
Yes, that's what I want to see. My fantasy booking for the Rumble right there.
Give J-Bone the potential. Give him the fucking potential. Give him the potential. See, Sophia agrees. Give him the potential. Vince, you heard this. Give him the potential.
Hey, I'm also looking for full-time employment at WWE for writing if anybody wants to look that up as well.
All right. Well, since we're talking about if we were given the potential, did I give my male surprises yet? So you two did and I didn't?
I don't think you. Yeah, no, you didn't. Yeah. You didn't.
Okay, so for me, I would really like to see, especially since with the women's Rumble, how they announced so many of the surprises already. Obviously, letting it be known that Mickie James is going to be in there, all that kind of stuff. I would really like to see Moose in the Rumble. I'd really like to see Moose in the Rumble. Current Impact World Champion. I would really like to see him in the Royal Rumble. Former NFL football player. Got him a couple rings with Tom Brady. And, he's a fucking savage of an athlete. I mean, Impact's got them a diamond in the rough over there with Moose. I would like to see Moose in the Rumble. As far as so, all right.
Kyle, let me ask you this, dude. I know you probably know a little more on the New Japan side. What do you think if Will Ospreay shows up?
I mean, I would fucking love that. That would be dope.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's gonna happen. I would like to see, as crazy as it sounds, especially coming from me, being that I was the one that said I don't really want to see too much more of this at WrestleMania, but dude, you brought it up earlier today when we were talking about what we were going to talk about for the show, dude, and you said that, you know, past guest of the show, Dave LaGreca, which if you hit that subscribe button, you can go see that, was going on a nut about what if the Undertaker won the Royal Rumble. Hot damn it. With WrestleMania going to be in Texas,
take my heart now.
Let him win the Royal Rumble, go into the Hall of Fame this year. Hot damn it. Take my motherfucking money. Oh, wait, they already did take my motherfucking money.
Hey, if we're giving you the potential, right? That could be a fantasy booking option, man. What if no swerves happen on the title matches? Brock keeps the belt, Roman keeps the belt, Undertaker wins the Rumble and says, "Hey, you want to unify him? Unify him with me at WrestleMania." Both of them beat him at WrestleMania. So why not come back in Texas? Take it from them both, man.
You know what? God damn it. You heard it here first. I want to see Stone Cold in the Royal Rumble. That's what I want to see. I want to see Stone Cold get in and stunner a son of a bitch.
Let's get all of them in there. All the legends.
It's so funny to me how the legends get looked at in wrestling. It's like people love them when they don't get used too much and when they're periodic and stuff. And then when the ones that get overused, people are like, where new talent needs to come in and take their
Stone Cold. Like, I think it doesn't matter how old Stone Cold gets.
It don't matter. That's what I'm saying. And
we want Stone Cold. We're probably gonna get Goldberg.
Goldberg's not even like a surprise like that anymore, though. That's the fucking thing, though.
The surprise is over.
Surprise, motherfucker.
God, man. I know a lot of people love Goldberg, man. I just wasn't a Goldberg guy. I don't know.
I can agree with that too. I'm only throwing out Taker only because of the whole thing with the Hall of Fame, but I sure do hope that with it.
I don't think it's
Texas,
Taker though, dude. I don't think it's anybody wanting Taker to asking him to come back. I think it's Taker having trouble staying retired. Like you see in the Last Ride documentary, he does not do well with sitting on the bench, dude. So with those last two matches, his last losses at WrestleMania, hey, I'd be fucking pumped about it. You telling me that the Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns to unify all the belts at WrestleMania wouldn't be huge in Texas? That's big time.
It would totally be big time, but at the same time, I still want to see. I feel like we still have to see the way the whole Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing kind of, it's got to be able to like play itself out because we've still not gotten Brock versus Roman, and we've not gotten Brock versus Roman now that Paul Heyman is in Brock Lesnar's corner again.
It's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Goldberg has one match left with his contract. I don't think they will use his last match at the Rumble. No, Goldberg. If Goldberg has one match left, they're going to build it for some kind of thing, either for WrestleMania or he'll wrestle at Blood Money in the Sand, since we know that the Saudi Prince loves Goldberg. So
love him, man.
Like I said, that's I would say those are probably good bets. All right, well, let's start going down this card and making some picks. What were you going to say, Cory?
Well, real quick, just because J-Bone brought up Hall of Fame, I got to get your guys' thoughts. What's this shit with Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, both officially snubbed from the MLB Hall of Fame? I want to get your guys' thoughts real quick before we do jump into the matches.
I didn't get to read into them. I've seen the articles, but I'm not sure how it happened. What happened?
So did David Ortiz ever fully test positive, right?
Yep. Definitely.
Oh, he did?
Was suspended.
All right.
So
for that reason alone, it's bullshit that they snubbed Clemens and them because you can't tell them they can't, and then you're gonna put David Ortiz in. I like Big Papi, but if we're playing fair is fair, then in that case, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, all those motherfuckers should be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
Because even though I wasn't the biggest Barry Bonds fan, if we're being honest, if you look at Barry Bonds' stats before Barry Bonds started being accused of doing steroids, his numbers were arguable that the guy could have gone in the fucking Hall of Fame anyway. So, I mean, realistically, Barry Bonds was good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. The same as, like, you know, Pete Rose isn't going to be in the Hall of Fame because he bet against his team. Now, if we're talking about pure skills, both as a player and a manager, Pete Rose is another one. So I would have had no problem.
One was a little more egregious to me, especially in that modern age of baseball where it was and how prevalent everything was in the sport at that time. To me, it's almost like the Hall of Fame writers are trying to basically vote out like the most popular era of baseball and just keep them out of the Hall of Fame, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it may have been a dark spot, and even if you want to asterisk like these guys as plaques or something like that and say that, you know, stats may have been, you know, tampered due to, you know, whatever, but they changed the game of baseball. I know it's not supposed to be a popularity contest in the negative, but it is supposed to be a popularity contest in the positive if you've done so much to impact the game of baseball. And it's just, to me, it's ridiculous, man.
I agree.
So here's my thing, right?
It shouldn't be a morality test to me.
Well, not even a morality thing, right? Like, here's the thing. Sophia just said she thinks that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. I would have had no problem with you keeping Barry Bonds and all of them out of the Hall of Fame. But the fact that you just put in David Ortiz when he popped dirty and got suspended, you just pissed all over all of your credibility. Like,
you gotta be fair. You gotta be fair.
In the world. You could have said, because how many other guys didn't get in because of the whole steroids thing? And now that you let David Ortiz in, to me, you just pissed all over your credibility with that. And now if you don't let him in, it looks like you're picking and choosing any way this goes.
It's bullshit.
Think about the race for the home run championship between Sammy Sosa and
I remember
it. That was
amazing.
The wildest time in baseball. Those games when it was back and forth and it was like main news. Those are probably some of the most single watched games, and those weren't even necessarily like playoff games or anything particularly important, other than two guys up to bat basically facing each other from completely different teams at different ballparks facing different teams. It was so interesting. And
did you guys watch that documentary on ESPN? Did you watch that documentary about McGuire and Sosa?
Yep.
Dude, it was fucking
She said some are saying it pays to be nice because they're saying Ortiz was cool with all the writers, which is why he got in.
Nah, well.
Yep. That's why I say it shouldn't be a popularity contest in the negative, even if somebody has a.
But isn't that? But
or something like
in reality, when you really boil it down, whether we're talking about the WWE Hall of Fame or we're talking about MLB Hall of Fame, isn't that at its core? Isn't that what a Hall of Fame really is a popularity contest?
Pretty much, yeah.
It is, but it's supposed to showcase people that were the best in their sport, and I feel as though that's what a lot of these. Especially when you're talking about a Hall of Fame as prestigious as baseball, who's like holds themselves on like a pillar of righteousness. Clearly, right? Like they're trying to keep out some of their greatest legends because they feel some type of way. But that being said, these guys, their numbers are at the very top of your charts across the board. They did such great things for your sport and stuff. And yeah, it may boil down to that, and that may be why a lot of these guys aren't in there, but it's just
Can we talk about how Sammy Sosa turned into a white guy?
True. It's true.
I would more like to hear your thoughts on that, Devin.
Devin, feel free to chime in because I also need your thoughts on Royal Rumbles, man. I need to know favorite Royal Rumbles and stuff. I know you've watched plenty of Royal Rumbles, and your ass going to be sitting there for WrestleMania, motherfucker. You're getting a free ticket. You better not fucking not come. Anyways,
Back to wrestling. I just had to get that one off.
It's
No,
all
it's a
good.
That
It's
one-
all
That's all
good.
good.
We are, and clearly, Devin and Sophia both were, more than happy to chime in, so it's all good. All right, now let's get to the actual matches and nut cutting time. We're gonna make our picks for the Royal Rumble. All right, so I've got the matches up here in front of me. We'll start from, I guess, what I would imagine would be the first match, and then we'll go to the Rumbles. Oh shit! Devin wants in on the action. Hot damn! Oh boy! Devin wants in on the action. He wants to make some picks for the Royal Rumble. So I will invite Devin here in a minute. The first match we got on the docket is a match that I'm really entertained by. I've enjoyed by what we've seen. I liked the bloodbath that we saw here in Detroit. With Edge and the Miz here in Detroit, J-Bone. I mean, I would say you probably enjoyed that too. I think your nephew did.
Definitely. Well,
Well then,
come on back, man. Well,
In the
hey, while
meantime,
while he's gone, I know he's gonna go into the Miz versus the Miz and
Gotta
Maurice.
love StreamYard. Gotta love it because we're on Google Chrome and it takes me to a different thing. But Devin's now got the link and going to join us here in a minute. But the first match you got Beth Phoenix and Edge versus Maurice and The Miz. What are you thinking?
Hey, man, this has played out to be a good story so far. Right? I don't know that it's gonna be the end of it, but it's been great so far. Dude, does Beth Phoenix not look great? She is jacked, dude. She looks great right now. Her and Edge hitting on all cylinders, dude. Great story. I'm saying Edge and Beth Phoenix take this one.
I'm with you, Cory. How are you feeling about this one? I know you saw some of the stuff with this stuff. We had a bloodbath here in Detroit. Damn it! It taken me back to my kid days, and I had the bounce going. Here, I'm with it. So where are we going on this one?
as somebody who grew up watching Ed and then heard about his return and everything, I was very skeptical about all his time off and so on and so forth, and was worried how it was going to play out. And now being 2 years into his return or whatever, at this point, a year and a half or something, he's done
a couple
nothing
years
but,
in now.
Yeah, he's done nothing but good things. I see the train continuing to chug down the track. So let's go with Edge on this one.
So here's the thing, dude. I really enjoy when they play into people's real life stuff. The same is what we're seeing over in AEW with Britt Baker and Adam Cole finally teaming up a little bit. Like I said, I've been a big fan of what we've seen so far with Edge and Beth Phoenix. And like you said, I am not mad at Edge when she's talking about down boy and all that good stuff because Beth is looking fine as hell right now. So I'm just saying. But I feel like Edge and Beth Phoenix are going to whoop Miz and Maurice's ass this weekend. I feel like it's only par for the course. I think the grit couple whips the it couple's ass on this one, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Miz and Maurice have some things up their sleeve. But then again, I feel like Maurice knows that Beth Phoenix can rip her in two. So who knows? What are you thinking on this one, J-Bone?
Hey, Edge and Beth Phoenix, man, got my pick.
All right, so there's our picks for that one. I think Devin may be joining us here shortly. Mega Ran got tied up by daddy duties, so I'm not blowing smoke up people's ass. I promise you, I've been texting him this whole show. All right, the next match that we've got on the docket for the Royal Rumble, you've got our first title match on the card. You've got Becky versus Doudrop. Who is winning this one? Whoever wants first.
It's got to be Becky, right? It's got to be Becky Lynch. It's just got to be. That makes the most sense. It really does. I feel like we've just kind of reached her return, the real crescendo of her return. She's really on her rise up since she's been back. So it would only make sense.
Yeah, I agree, man. It all just depends on how the Rumble plays out. You know what I mean? Like who's gonna face her. So I mean, questionable if she's gonna lose the title to Doudrop. No, absolutely not. So Becky Lynch is my pick on that one.
Yeah, I think Becky wins this one. I just hope that Doudrop like snaps at some point, and we could maybe like get rid of this whole Doudrop shit and go back to Piper Niven. But you know, we've seen that they don't like to acknowledge what goes on in NXT. Hot damn, we went through. Wait a minute. Just because I just thought about this, you know, we went through all the surprises. I think we're gonna see fucking Braun Breaker. What about Ciampa and Dunn? You know, she said she wants to see them in the Rumble. What about Braun Breaker? I think we're going to see Braun Breaker in the motherfucking Rumble.
Wait, did we go through surprises? I thought we just went through our picks.
Okay, so we didn't go surprises yet.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
I was making sure we didn't go through them.
We haven't got to the
we
fantasy.
Still got
booking part.
surprises. We're going through.
We got some fantasy booking coming.
No, we did go through surprises.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah, we did go through surprises.
Yeah.
Short-term memory loss, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't even get hit with chairs. But yeah, I want to see Braun Breaker in there as well. Sophia says big time Bex for the win. I think they'll have a great match. I'm looking forward to this one. I agree with you. I think Becky wins this one, but like I said, I've been a big fan of Piper Niven ever since they brought her into WWE. I like the stuff I saw her do outside of WWE over there in England. I would really like to see, you know, them really kind of lean into what she was doing with that stuff. Now with her on Raw, I just feel like she's got big potential to be that big female heater for the women's division, in my opinion. But as far as this match, I think Becky Lynch holds on to the strap, and we kind of get a better idea of where she's going to go at WrestleMania, which I personally would like for it to be a champion versus champion thing with her and Charlotte. But I'm just saying.
That's the plan, right? To unify that title as well, right? Last I heard.
I mean, I would be for it, and I think both of them are for it.
I mean,
so,
why would you unify the other one if one and not the other? I guess it wouldn't make sense. So
again, but like I say, they're not doing it at the Rumble, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they did that. I've always been a fan of the one champion. I don't know that we'll go back to one champion with them being on different networks. Devhausen, oh shit, who's Devhausen? Do I know somebody named Devhausen? Son of a bitch. I wonder if this guy's painted up like Danhausen or if he's very nice and very evil. Who the fuck is Devhausen?
That'd be so cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Who the fuck is Devhausen?
It's me.
I love it.
What's up, fellas?
Not much, brother man. It's the long lost return to Devin before he joins me at WrestleMania in a couple months.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know, man, never drive and stream at the same time. This is very dangerous what I'm doing right now.
All right, well, since you're being dangerous to bring us the content, Sophia, I know you're newer here. Devin's one of our original 4 horsemen in this motherfucker. So let us know. We were just getting to our picks for the match. You missed Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like seeing them tie in like the whole, like your real life relationship stuff? Same thing with like the Britt Baker, Adam Cole deal.
Wait. Beth Phoenix and Maurice is wrestling? What is this, 2008?
Hey.
Man, all right. Disclaimer: as you guys know, I don't watch WWE, so like in-depth analysis this way ain't really gonna happen. But for the most part, I just say that I'm glad to see that Edge and Beth Phoenix are back in the ring, man. I know if you was watching back in the day, watching Edge have to retire was definitely a hard moment for everybody that was a big fan of his. So I'm just glad they're out there, still able to wrestle, still healthy, man, and hopefully it's a good match, man. I don't really know what the story is behind it, but I'm
just
here
your basic couple versus couple deal. But I gotta say, Beth Phoenix looks like $1 million right now, and like we were saying, Edge, I'm not mad at you, kind sir. I'm not mad at you at all.
Hey, I will say all the Beth Phoenix and Edge memes have been great, man. When Edge walked out and was like looking at her like, ooh, look at her. Man, the memes have been great.
Dude, when they did the shit in Detroit where she's telling him down boy, I was dying laughing my ass off, bro. Laughing my ass up, bro. Well, hey, not only did we get Devhausen, apparently we're still getting Mega Ran in this motherfucker. So Mega Ran will be in here shortly. We've got your pick for that. Now, we both just we've all just made our pick. The next match we got on here, Dev, I know you aren't watching as much WWE anymore as we've talked about, but I know you were always a fan of NXT. The next match that we were talking about, you have Becky versus Doudrop, and I was saying that I think Becky Lynch is going to win, but of course, but I would really like to see Doudrop kind of like snap out and go to the Piper Niven thing. What are your thoughts on Becky Lynch and Doudrop?
I was about to say, man, like Doudrop is the dumbest name I've ever heard. Shark Boy is number one. But,
I was going to say you hate Shark Boy too.
One of. I don't know about the.
But Doudrop is the dumbest name. But Piper, man, she can go, man. And I'm glad to see that she's getting some shine, especially. Like I said, I haven't watched, so I don't know for sure. But I feel like she's kind of filled that Nia Jax spot as the
big heater,
obligatory big girl on the show. You know what I mean?
I feel like, I feel like if they used her right, I feel like she could be like the 2022 female version of Big Van Vader for the females.
But see,
and I mean that as a total compliment.
But see, you use the key word, man, is if they use her right. That's to me, that's always the caveat with WWE. Like, if they use Ricochet right, man, he could be great. Like, if they use this guy right, it'll be awesome. So that's always.
Well, I mean, they got her in the title match though. So I mean,
you know what? Since we're doing all the picks, hopefully I have enough time to stay on before I got to go to work. But I'll save some thoughts for the women's Rumble match.
Okay. All right. Yep. So you think Becky's going to win that one. All right. So the next match that I got here on the card, Roman versus Seth. Now, before you guys make picks on this one, J-Bone, since I know you, like me, have been watching all this stuff, what are your thoughts on kind of how they just had Seth kind of just jump over to SmackDown and be the one to face Roman here? I like all the throwbacks to their past history. And what are your thoughts on the fact that they're mentioning Mox on SmackDown with this whole shit?
I think that's just Vince trying to let people know, like, hey, I'm cool too. You know what I mean? Like, let's face it, man. Like, I know they don't acknowledge other people and the whole Forbidden Door thing, but like Mox is like red hot right now, especially last week with that promo. The fact that you mentioned him, it was either like a kudos to him, like silently, like, hey, we can't really publicly say like, good job, Mox, for doing what you did. Or it was Vince saying, hey, I'm cool too. I know who John Moxley is, type of thing. But as far as Seth being in there, man, I think it's good. I think that's great. That's great TV. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns on the same screen at any time, any place, it doesn't matter, is going to be good wrestling. But for him to be there in that spot, I think it just kind of it blurs the lines on what's going to happen, because now you got Raw guys going to SmackDown back and forth. That unification is coming, man, and especially in that match. I don't think that's going to be the match where Roman drops the title. I don't think that's going to happen yet.
No,
that's going to be a banger, dude. That might be the match of the night at the Rumble.
All right, and you're picking Roman to hold on to it. So, Cory, I know since you're not going to know as much with the backstory, what are your thoughts on Roman versus Seth on this one?
I mean, yet again, right? Like, I feel as though there's some clear A sides and some clear potential B sides in a lot of these matchups. Shit. And not to say that necessarily lightly about Seth Rollins or anything, because he definitely goes in there and goes. But that being said, I feel like
it is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mega Ran has made his run in. And since we're talking about the Rumble, I mean, hell, dude. I mean, I guess it's as good a time as any to talk about, the Royal Rumble, and we got our surprises of our own. How you doing, brother, man?
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Uh-oh, nothing. I don't hear him.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Hey, it's been a hell of a night, man, hasn't it? With all these little, functions.
You
gotta love the internet.
You gotta love it. But Cory, what were you saying?
Clear A side, clear B side. And I feel like that's how it's presented so far in a lot of these matchups that we have in the individuals. And I feel like that's how a lot of the the Rumble matchups play out historically, because that's not the main attraction, I guess, on the night more often than not. It's the actual headpiece, the crowning achievement, the Rumble itself.
Check.
Yes, sir. There it is.
There
The
it is.
microphones are working. Check 1, 2. The man, the myth, the legend. We're having
Check
our run.
1, 2. What's good, y'all?
We
Hey,
told
good
everybody
evening.
you were dealing with daddy duty, so it was all right, bro.
Oh yeah, he decided to wild out on me today. But you know, it's all good. I'm glad to be here to chat with y'all a little bit. We got everything under control at home. We were about to have our own Royal Rumble in here in a minute. He's like, no, I'm not. He wouldn't go over the top. You know how those dudes be struggling and trying to push people over the top, and they just don't go. Yeah, that was him to the bed. But but yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Honestly, Royal Rumble is like one of my favorite events, you know, and like all of wrestling. So, you know, I think it's a good time to bring in like casuals and stuff, like to see it, you know, and everybody gets excited about all the people in the ring. You know, did y'all give y'all picks yet?
So we just started giving our picks. So since you're a little late, I will give you a quick crash course and let you catch up real quick. So we've went through Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. How are you feeling about it? Who do you got in that one?
I'm not feeling great about it, honestly, but it'll be fun. I feel like Miz and Maurice kind of deserve one. Like they deserve to get a little something here, because it's been all kind of Edge and Beth. So, but yeah, mixed tags are always, you know, sort of fun, and it seems like super obvious, you know, that it would be like, you know, like Edge and Beth would go over. So for that reason, I feel like Miz has got something up his sleeve, you know, some shenanigans.
I mean, I think that's a fair point. We also talked about what was the second match?
Doudrop and Becky.
There you go, Doudrop
yeah.
and Becky. I think we all know Becky is going to win that one, but I said I hope that Doudrop could snap and maybe we could see Piper Niven. But do you think we're going to be stuck in Doudrop as far as the main roster?
Oh, for sure. I think at this point, Doudrop is coming into her own as a character, so I can't see them just changing it up at this point. So, yeah, I think they're kind of in too far, in too deep. But no, she's not ready for a title yet. So, you know, maybe in a few. But I mean, if they didn't let Liv get her, then they're definitely not letting Doudrop get her. You know.
Kind of figured the same. Yeah. And last but not least, what are your thoughts on this whole deal with them letting Seth just travel over to SmackDown to face Roman Reigns?
I haven't been watching Raw. Like, what's the story? Like, have they explained that at all?
So basically what they did was like they didn't really say anything as to why he showed up on SmackDown, but like he showed over there with Kevin Owens. They had them face the Usos, and if Seth and them won, then the Usos were barred. If Seth lost, then he was going to lose his shot at the Royal Rumble, his match at the Royal Rumble. So, like, not like a whole lot of story as to why he's over there. I think it's kind of like the same thing with, like, just a placeholder with Brock facing
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah.
So they need something to happen. That's really what it is. I think this is all leading to, I saw Lance Storm tweet about it, and it made me think that this is leading to them unifying the belts at Mania. Like, I think the brand split idea is just not working. You know what I mean? Like, when they need stars, they go.
To drop that.
Yeah, like, it's just not working. Like, people need to be able to travel where they want, you know, and so the only way to do that is to hype up a unification match between Brock and Roman.
All right, now Dev, now that we have caught Mega Ran up to where we're at in the picks. You know, you were telling me you wanted me to tell Mega Ran you were looking forward to all of us linking up in Texas, dog. Well, here you go, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, Dev will be down there with us in Dallas. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I told him he needs to come with us to WrestleMania, bro.
Yeah, man, you got to come. It's nothing like it, man. Like I said, Royal Rumble and Mania, they're my favorite things to be at, you know, and just there's going to be a lot going on that whole weekend anyway. So it'll be hard not to get into something dope. So it's going to be fun out there.
Dev, you still there?
I can't tell you how
I'm
jealous
coming,
I am.
man. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
There you go. There
All
you
right,
go.
well, you heard it. Like I said, at WrestleMania, if you see us, check out the Mega Ran hat. See their peep game. But like I said, if you're in the Dallas area, we're going to be there Thursday to Sunday. Who the hell knows what we're going to get into? That's why you got to make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see where we end up at. All right, now let's get to the Royal Rumbles. Since we started with ladies first, as far as so here to fill you in, Rand. So what we're doing for the Royal Rumble, me, J-Bone, and Cory will be watching it along with about 5 or 6 other people. So the way this is going to work out, everybody's throwing in $20 on each Rumble, and we got about 9 people in there. So we're all going to get about 3 picks. So if you could pick 83 picks for the ladies Rumble, who's it going to be?
3 picks. Wow. Man, I don't even know if I know 3 people who are going to be in this match. As far as the women go, I mean, two of them are champions, so they're not going to be in. But like, this is tough.
Charlotte's in it.
So Charlotte's in it. I guess. I mean, Bianca is one of my picks, but I feel like that's maybe too easy. So I think we're getting.
I'll pick Bianca too, but
yeah, I mean that's a safe pick, and. I think she is going to show out, but yeah, maybe that one is a little too easy. But 3, I mean, like I said, I really don't know who else it could possibly be. Like, I don't know. I feel like Bianca never got a chance really to get back to where she was, So storyline wise, it makes the most sense for it to be Bianca for sure.
And I said that too. We were just saying because, like I said, the way this is going to work is we all got to pick 3 numbers out of there. So whatever numbers you get, that's who you get. So we don't know who they're going to be when it comes time. All I know is I, for one, am looking forward to hopefully winning me a little bit of extra bread this weekend when it comes to that. Plus, I also was letting the fine people know that I'm going to be back behind the mic. These bastards gave me a mic and they're going to let me talk on the live mic. I will be back behind commentary for the Henry Ford Hawks for their wrestling tournament this weekend.
Nice.
Right. The Women's Rumble. So is Bianca your pick?
Yeah, I gotta say Bianca. Wait, has Bianca won it already? Right? Like this is
won last year.
Something that she's all right. So she's already won. So, all right, I'm about to go way out. All right, are you ready for this?
All right.
My pick for Royal Rumble winner. Tamina. It's Tamina. You heard it here first. The push is on. Tamina has been
We're digging deep.
down there long enough
Not who I was expecting.
that it's time for Tamina to pull it off for Superfly. It's happening.
So I guess
Last
he
person I thought
agrees
you'd
with
pick.
Graves, and it's nobody meaner than Tamina. Dev, what about you? Who do you got for the Rumble, dude?
Man, my guess is, well, here's the question: is Bailey is cleared to come back yet?
From all intents and purposes, it looks like she is, but they haven't like outright said that.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with Bailey, man. That'll be my choice.
that's a good pick.
I don't think they'll give it to Bianca 2 years in a row. Only other is Asuka still there right now? Is she out?
Asuka's supposed to come back too because I thought they were just not using her, but I heard she was hurt.
Ooh. All right. Well, I guess my 3 would be Asuka, Bailey, and Sasha. Maybe they finally throw her a bone, man, for putting over everybody in that division, making them look great.
Sasha's out though. Didn't I see that? I thought I seen that earlier.
I mean, she was out because she was doing the Mandalorian.
No, I thought she got hurt. No,
Somebody got hurt at a house show or something.
I think it was Sasha. I think it was Sasha Banks.
She could have been. I didn't know she was out hurt. But all right, so those are Devin's 3. Cory, who are you picking? Who's winning the Women's Royal Rumble?
I thought we already made our picks earlier, didn't we?
No, we made our picks for who you could pick for 3. Who do you think's going to win it?
Final pick, Cory. Final pick.
Oh, final winner. Like I said earlier, I feel like it makes the most sense if you got the title the active title participant going in there. It only makes sense. Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair's his pick. Okay, J-Bone, what about you?
I'm going Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Ooh, okay.
Give me that push.
Liv Morgan. Okay, that's a pick. I'm sticking with what I said earlier. Damn it! I think Bianca Belair wins, or on some. If it's not her, it's going to be Charlotte. Somehow there's going to be some shit with that. Or you know what? Fuck it. Ronda Rousey. If it ain't Bianca Belair, it's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
That's where I'm going to go with the women's Royal Rumble. All right. We've got the men's Royal Rumble. Who do you guys think is going to win? And I guess with it, I mean, who do you think they would want to go with on the who do you think they'd want to go with on their choice for the championship match? Whoever wants first. We're talking men's Rumble.
You got to echo, Devin.
Echo happening. Somebody just give me an echo. Mute yourself.
Wait, can you guys hear me? I'm a little glitchy.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
You guys sound like robot houses, but yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you got to echo from your side. Yeah, pretty good though.
Yeah, if you could mute yourself, I think. Robot effects. Well, I'll just come out with my pick. I think I hate thinking about it like in terms of who's whatever is good for business, but like you kind of have to think about it that way. Like who's the person that you could see co-main eventing WrestleMania? You know what I'm saying? So I think because of the year he's had, and I kind of picked him even before everything went down the way it went, is Big E. I think E gets this and gets right back into the picture. Maybe him and I don't know, whoever fights for the something. But I feel like Big E and Lashley, because remember, well, I feel like Lashley never got, a chance back at E. They never really had a thing again. So my pick is Big E, somehow, some way. And yeah, that's what I think.
I was going that same direction. I had noted that in my picks earlier about who I would like to have, because I feel as though he's going to be he should be. I had noted a bunch of times before you were on the show, even today, I had noted he was one of my favorite wrestlers to do a push outside of wrestling. When he had his belt, what he did during the Fury Wilder fight alone was just great promo. He really made it known that he was a potential star, and I feel like, to your point, that star may have been cut short for whatever reason. And now would be a great time. Rumble's the perfect occasion for such an event to build somebody back up to it. So,
yeah,
Big E.
I agree with all that.
All right, so 2 Big E's. J-Bone, where are you at? Who's it going to be?
Here's where I have trouble, because we don't know what's going to happen in those title matches. So that really throws everything off. So if you're looking at best for business,
we still got to pick Brock and Bobby, don't we?
Yeah. I don't want to pick best for business. I want to pick what's best for J-Bone. and what would make me the happiest, honestly, and I don't know how they would even get it to WrestleMania. Maybe they don't even have to. I want to see Randy Orton tie that record, man, for 3 Rumble wins. Hey, you know how WWE does? They love breaking records and tying records and all that crazy shit, right? So the Viper's great. That's one of the best heel of all time, perhaps, in the modern era.
I would not be mad at that.
Shine. Think about if he wins the Rumble, it's also going to do things for Riddle. You know what I mean? So you got that whole road to WrestleMania is going to be a winding road for him and Riddle to the title. Whatever's going to happen with all that, that's what I want to see. That's what's best for J-Bone, not for the business. So
that's not a bad pick. I wouldn't mind seeing it. We've talked about it before with a couple of homies about, like, I'm sure eventually the plan is to get Orton to tie that record, and probably maybe even face Cena to see who like ties Ric Flair's record or something. So yeah, I mean, why not get him up there, give him another win? Like, I wouldn't be mad.
I'm not mad at it either. Which, after we get through our last couple picks, I'm going to give you your chance to give your thoughts. But another thing we talked about were favorite Rumbles as a whole. And one of my favorite Rumbles, because I was there, it was the only Rumble I've ever been to, was Royal Rumble 09, where Randy Orton got him the win heading into WrestleMania 25. That was one of my favorite Rumbles being there. I wouldn't be mad if Randy got him one. Like I said, I've always been a fan of Randy Orton. That's not a bad pick. If we're picking who I think's going to win, I think it's got Big E is who I've been saying right along. Like I've said on multiple shows leading into this, that I thought that this would be the perfect way for them to keep Big E strong still, especially with the way he lost the title. It'd be a way to keep him still in the main event picture and keep him strong, because I didn't like the way all that went down. So for me, I'm hoping it's going to be Big E. And like I said, I hope for argument's sake that we see some more Impact guys in that Rumble too.
I'd love to see that, man. Maybe not even just Impact, like bring in some guys from New Japan, bring in some guys that are just inactive. I don't know. Bring in Matt Cardona. He's fucking
why not?
Red hot right now, dude.
I'm just going to throw it out there. I wouldn't be mad at all seeing Matt.
I wouldn't be mad.
They had
what do you
last week? 2 weeks
ago
on SmackDown. So I mean, hey.
The Forbidden Door. So who do you? I mean, I don't know if y'all discussed it, but who do you think is the biggest surprise that we're going to get in the Rumble?
So the biggest surprise that I think we could see. I mean, they haven't announced it, and I mean, granted, they announced Mickie James, but I kind of feel like that had more so to do with Mickey's history with WWE and stuff like that. But I feel like if it's not somebody else from Impact, I think it's going to be, and if it is, I'd love it to be Moose or Cardona. But if it's not somebody from Impact, I think Undertaker would be one, with WrestleMania being in Texas.
Okay.
And I think we're going to see Braun Breaker in the Rumble.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I could see that.
Because I feel like they're strapping a rocket to that guy's ass.
Yeah. I definitely feel that way. Wow, that'd be interesting. So no Cody, no Jericho.
Do you really think so? Realistically, and that's something to talk about too. We talked a little bit about how Dynamite got very nice, very evil last night, and Dev let us know, even though he had Devhausen as his name, he said he thinks that Danhausen is going to be the new Lord of AEW Darkhausen. So
everybody's housing tonight. Look at Mega Ran Housing.
Yeah, I'm Mega Ran Housing too.
So tell us, Mega Ran Housing, do you think that Danhausen's home is on AEW Darkhausen?
Yeah, probably. And that's no knock to him, but it's no knock, man. It's crowded over there, dude. You gotta get in line. Like, that's all. I just, no knock. Like, the whole week or last couple of weeks, I've been seeing a lot of internet talk about Adam Cole and how people are disappointed with his direction or whatever. And it's like, yo, man, you got to get in line over there. Like, there's just a lot of cats who have been there longer, who maybe, or maybe promised some spots and opportunities, and you got to get in where you fit in. And, and I feel like there's so much time with a lot of these guys that they can, you can go from dark to wherever, you know what I mean? And people love Danhausen. So you put him on dark, it makes people watch, maybe, you know what I mean? So I think it's a good use of his talent for the time being, because the main show is packed, man. Like, even when their episodes are great, it always feels like they're doing a lot to stretch and fit people in. Like, here's a quick segment. Oh, and it's over. You know what I mean? Like, let me just show their face so you don't forget about them. And it's like a lot of it feels kind of forced sometimes because there's too much talent. You know what I mean? Like, I just sat here racking my brain to think of 3 women in the Royal Rumble, and on the other side, AEW has so many wrestlers. Right? They got everybody. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of these, you got time. These guys got time, until they don't. So we'll see.
All right. Well, before we make our pick for Brock and Bobby, also I want to give you a quick chance, man. I mean, anybody who's been following you on your social media, you're part of the AEW project that's got going down there. You were throwing out some of the names with that. If you want to throw anything with that, let everybody know what you got going with that.
Man, shout out to everybody at AEW. They're working on a great project for Black History Month next month. That's going to have a bunch of hip hop artists, maybe R&B, I think some reggaeton, all types of different genres of music, celebrating the life and accomplishments of a lot of AEW's talent. So many folks, man. I can't even name all the names. But yeah, this is coming out next month. Proceeds are going to be going to charity. So please support that when you see it. I think it's called Who We Are or something like that. And yeah, check it out. I'll be tweeting all about it all over the place once it's official. So that's happening next month. Super excited to be asked to be a part of it.
Hey man, that's dope. I'm just glad to see that you're all over the place. I mean, from you and I traveling to Jacksonville last year and freezing our balls off to watch AEW Revolution and the Exploding Death Match that didn't go boom. It was a good time, dude. Like I said, so you've been making the moves, whether it's been King Wood's theme song, you were on AEW Revolution's theme song, now you got this deal. So hey, shout out to you, and we're gonna be seeing each other real soon come Dallas for WrestleMania. So I'm looking forward to getting it in and getting out of this cold ass weather.
Yes. Dallas is going to be lit as it always is. It's going to be super fun. So yeah, if you're on the fence about it, please come on through. Have a good time. It's going to be a ton of events happening. I'm sure nothing but indie events, live podcasts, all types of things. So it's going to be plenty to get into. It's a good place to be and a good time if you're a wrestling fan.
My heart breaks every time you guys talk about it, to be honest.
Well,
I want to be there, man.
Plan for next year. Let's plan for next year.
I told you, bro. We're going to Vegas I'm going to Vegas for Double or Nothing.
There you go.
I'm gonna suggest that my daughter switches her birthday to a different day. I don't know if we can get that in the works somehow.
Let me know how that works out.
Daddy's got to go to WrestleMania.
Let me know how that works out. Yeah, man. We've made it our yearly guys trip, man. It's been since the last time they were in Dallas, actually. So we've been going ever since then, and it's been really cool to just have a little bit of time to get out, have some bro time, and see some good wrestling.
Hell, you and I have had quite a few of the bro trips. I mean, hell, we went to LA, we went to Vegas now, we went to Jacksonville, we're headed to Dallas. We're about to go on damn world tour soon.
We're world touring next. Next is going to be Wrestle Kingdom, yo.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I'm really jealous at the fact that I haven't gotten it. Holy shit, who is this trying to join the thing? It looks like the safety guard is trying to join us. Bruce motherfucking Vane, we appreciate you, man. Support. Like I said, man.
Gang.
You've been rocking with us. All those people not liking the fact that we're not racist over here on Knockouts and 3 Counts. Bruce Vane, we appreciate you. Just gonna throw that out there. But Devin has decided to join us before we talk about Brock and Bobby real quick. While I get Devin in here, what are your guys' thoughts on Brock versus Bobby and the fact that we're finally getting it? Do you think we get a full-on match out of this like we've hoped for how many years? And what are your thoughts on it?
I think it ends up being a layup into something further on. I think it doesn't end up being, like, to your point, Kyle, I don't think it ends up being a full match. I think it ends up being more of something that plays on to something else than this being the center attraction of it. With two big guys like that, man, you can't waste that match when that's not even going to be the main event, is kind of how I feel about that.
Well, who do you think's winning? You think Brock's keeping the belt?
I would imagine, especially with it being the circumstances of, leading to something else. Brock is, of course, the bigger star out of the two. Everybody knows Brock's name, whether casual or hardcore. Lashley's great. I was rooting for him when he had the belt, but to take it off Brock in this circumstance, no. Maybe if it works its way all the way to Mania or something like that, I could see it happening at an event like that, something huge itself. But to not even be the main event on this card, no, I don't think that's when he does it.
Wow, yeah, that's a really good point. This is going to disappoint a lot of people. I'll just say that. This is the match everybody's been waiting to see. But first of all, Brock has destroyed Bobby in the promo game going into this, where it's like, I don't think anybody's going to win here. I think Brock makes short work of Bobby personally, or we get some weird interference. But nah, we're not getting anything. We're getting 5 minutes of big power moves and over. I'll be surprised if Bobby gets any offense. Like,
damn, you
I
think
mean,
it's going down just like that, huh?
I hope not, but like it's just, I don't know, man. Like the way they've just left Bobby out the dry in these promos, like I feel like they haven't given him a fighting chance at all. So it's this. I agree. I think this is going to lead to something else. So we don't get a clear, defined finish, but I think we just get a bunch of power moves and then something going wrong.
All right, Devin, what about you, man? You were out getting ready to do your work day. What do you think about Brock versus Bobby?
You know what? It's funny because this is one of those matches that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and I won't get to see it because I'm not watching. But, yeah, basically you got two, as Big E would say, two big, meaty men bumping meats in this match, man. Of course, Brock's going to win it, man, but I if there was a match that I would break my band to tune in to watch, it would be this one, man. I think this is going to be very interesting to see them finally go up against each other after all these years of being in the same company and never wrestling each other, man. That's to me, that's the crazy part. They've never wrestled each other in a one-on-one match.
All right. I kind of agree with everything you just said on that one, but J-Bone, what about you? Do you think Brock's keeping the belt on this one, or what do you think? How do you see this match going?
It's either going to go real clean, like Mega Ran said, it's going to be quick 5 minutes, and Brock's going to destroy the feud, or there's going to be some weird shenanigans going on, man, with, the whole – I just don't see Roman and Brock being on the same pay-per-view, especially a major pay-per-view, and not button heads somehow, some way or another. So it just leads that big question, like, where is it going to be in the title matches leading into the Rumble? Is Brock going to lose and then get in the Rumble and win? Is Brock going to destroy Bobby and say, you know what, I want Roman, I'm still entering the Rumble? It's hard to tell, man. You know what I mean? But if anybody can do it, it's Brock Lesnar. So I don't think Brock Lesnar can lose, especially at this pay-per-view.
I'm with you, bro. I don't think there's any way Brock's losing this belt, to be 100% honest with you. I'm still looking forward to seeing the match. I feel like as far as the match as a whole, though, I feel like what you're going to see, point blank period, is going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I think it's going to be reminiscent of what we got with Brock and Goldberg. I really do. I really think that that's going to be kind of reminiscent of what we get, except maybe a little more athleticism with Bobby. But I kind of feel like that's kind of the route we're going to go with this one. I wish I could say that I thought it was going to go different, but I kind of agree with what you're saying, J-Bone. I kind of feel like somehow, like I say, I feel like all roads at WrestleMania are going to lead to Brock versus Roman at Mania. I feel like it has to, because like we never got the definitive one-on-one with Brock versus Roman, and especially not Brock versus Roman with Heyman in Brock's corner again. Yeah. So for that reason alone, I feel like that's kind of which way we're going, and I feel like somehow, some way, we might see that all in there. Well, Mega Ran, before we get out of here, and did you miss this part of the show? Another part of what we talked about tonight were what were some of our favorite Royal Rumbles of all time. So when I say the Royal Rumble, what are some of your favorite Royal Rumbles or Royal Rumble moments?
Man, well, I'm an old dude. I'm probably older than all of y'all. So I'm going to say my greatest Royal Rumble moment is 92, man. Ric Flair. Like,
I don't feel that anymore. This is great.
With a tear in my eye. Like, I've never seen a performance. I've never seen a performance like that in my life, man. It's like, it's a clinic, man. It's just like Ric Flair dominating and like using every trick in the book to win, and then the epic promo. Like, it's just, man, like, to me, that when I think Royal Rumble, I think a tear in my eye, for sure. I mean, there were some big moments, I gotta say, like, Edge winning was really big, there's been a lot of really cool ones, but like, I can't think of anything bigger than that, for sure. Like, when I think Rumble, is Ric Flair.
Greatest performer in the greatest Rumble of all time.
Yep.
I can't argue that. Devin, what about you? Favorite Rumble?
I mean, you stole my answer, man. 92 Rumble, man.
Every time somebody answers it, I'm bringing them back out.
Woo!
Very good. Woo! But if you sit there and look at all the people in that Rumble, man, it's a who's who of the WWE Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah, who's who? It's so stacked, man. Like it's so stacked, and like you'll never see something like that again.
I'm with you on that one. So for me, some of the ones that I named, like, so mine are all within a period. So you're gonna see when I really got into watching wrestling. So I was a big fan of the '99 Rumble when Austin got his ass beat all the way around Arrowhead Pond. All through the thing, and there was the bounty on his head. I was a big fan of that one.
That was a good one.
Royal Rumble 2000 was a favorite of mine because I loved the match between Triple H and Cactus Jack and the first ever tag team tables match at the Garden. And you had Taz's debut. That was dope. I was a big fan of that one. And I also was a big fan of the 01 Rumble because Austin won it. Austin's my all-time favorite. I've said that since Jump. When he got that one, and it was the when he got that one, that was the third Rumble. Like I said, dude, I've always been an Austin guy, and like we said with Randy Orton, I liked the 09 Rumble for sentimental reasons. I just went back and rewatched that. Today. My grandpa and I went to that Rumble. That was when Randy Orton won. And I remember Santino having the shortest Royal Rumble entrance in history.
Hey, you know what? That reminds me, man. One of my all-time favorite Rumble moments. I forgot which one it was when R-Truth came out there, went under the ring, grabbed the ladder, set it up, climbed up that stone bench, and reached up. Remember was there, and Kane was just looking at him. What the hell are you doing?
I mean,
it was great.
My bad. Doing about anything is about as entertaining as you're gonna go, dude. But I think we can all agree the Royal Rumble is definitely a sight to behold. Our boy Ken Brass, who you can see when we went to Chicago for the return of CM Punk, will be with us in Dallas at WrestleMania. So man, if you guys are in the Dallas area, you're gonna be down there for WrestleMania. Like I said, I will be down there with Megaran. Devin will be down there with me. J-Bone one day will be stop being scared of planes and come to WrestleMania.
Hey, I'm already Googling how to do the paperwork. How do you change your child's birthday so it never falls on WrestleMania weekend? I gotta figure this out.
Well, when you figure that out, guy, let me know how you feeling with that. Megaran, if you got anything else coming up as far as shows and all that good stuff that you need to let anybody know about, feel free to do that.
Oh man, I just announced the tour. We're going to be mostly on the West Coast, but we will be in Atlanta at the end in May. You can go to megaran.com/shows for our tour dates. We start in Seattle. Myself, Richie Branson, Samus, and Rustage, the Generation of Miracles tour. My album Live 95 is out now. If you like the 90s, you like pro basketball, you like good rap music, come through, grab that on Spotify, wherever you like. Just type in Megaran, you'll find me.
Hey man, I'm just saying that album is fire from front to back. If you haven't listened to it already, you need to go do so. Check it out, Spotify, all that good shit, wherever you do that. And also, if you haven't already done so, we just talked with everybody's favorite French-Canadian Frankenstein, PCO, on Tuesday. We talked about him signing with Impact. We talked about him taking the Bubba Bomb, now known as the electric chair, from Bubba Dudley. We talked about all that kind of stuff. We've got Miranda Gordy talking about MLW and facing Roxy. And hey, if you hit that subscribe button, you might just see Vince Murdoch from The Ultimate Fighter next week. Man, a lot of good stuff coming. Like I said, shout out to the Henry Ford Hawks and all that good stuff. So until next time, and in the in-between time, make sure you hit that motherfucking subscribe button and let's get ready to rumble, bitches. Peace.